Welcome to the next card in our September card class in the post set. This is actually my favourite card in the whole set that I've designed for you. It's a bit of a fancy fold, so it is super fun and it's really quite easy. Okay, so we are going to start by using our piece of A4 real red cardstock, and we're going to cut this down to create our card base. So for this we're popping it in our trimmer so that it's on a landscape orientation. That means the longest edge is along the top, and we're going to cut it down so it's 14.9 centimetres. Okay, then we're going to turn it round and we're going to score two lines. We're going to score at 5 centimetres and we're going to score at 10.5 centimetres. Okay, and then for our card base, that is what we need. So the idea is we fold it in half and then we fold it back on each other to create that little mechanism. And then for this mechanism here, we are going to cut one piece of real red cardstock, and this needs to measure 7.5 centimetres by 15 centimetres. Okay, and then one score measurement because we're creating a little book, and this is going to be at 7.5 centimetres. So those are our two pieces that we need for this card, and all the rest of the real red cardstock can just be popped over to one side. Okay, so the thing about fancy fold cards is you want to make sure all your score lines are nice and crisp. So I'm just burnishing them with my bone folder to make sure they are lovely crisp score lines. Okay, now you will also need for this card, and the measurements are on the post, you will need a piece of the spotty DSP that measures 10 centimetres by 14.4 centimetres, and this is for the inside of our card, and this is the main part of the DSP that you will see, and that just leaves a lovely little border around the edge. Now moving on to the other pieces of DSP that we need a piece of this red that's exactly the same, and this measures 5 centimetres by 14.4. Okay, so we'll just pop that on that section there. So it looks like it's the back of the card, but you do see a little bit of it. So like so, because the front fold, the front flap is ever so slightly smaller. So it looks like that DSP here is kind of continuing. And then the last piece measures 4.5 centimetres by 14.4. So it just keeps that nice border of red going around the outside, nice and continuous. Okay, for our little book, it's a reverse book, so if we were doing a book we would open it like that, but we're going to turn it round and it's going to open backwards. So for this we have a piece of Whisper White that measures 7 centimetres by 7 centimetres. So we're going to stick that in like so, and that is the inside, which is the bit that we're going to write on when we send it. And then on the front we are going to put our lovely foil paper or foil card, and this measures the same, so the measurement is 7 centimetres by 7 centimetres on like so. And then we have our little bit of white, and this measures 6 centimetres by 6 centimetres. Okay, so there we have the start of our card. Now what we're going to do is we're going to line this up so that it is as much in the centre as we can possibly get away with. This is about 1.5 centimetres either side, and then we're going to stick it down like so. Try and get it so that it's straight, and then the idea is that lifts up and it folds over like so. It's a really simple fancy fold, but I think it's really effective. So then we have 2 trees and we have a house. So I'm going to trim round this house. You can cut these out with the dies if you have them. If not, the fussy cutting isn't too fussy because we've got lots of straight edges, which does make things a lot simpler. Okay, so there is our little house, and then here we have our little tree. So we have 2 trees, 1, and then our beautiful big tree. Here we go. Have to be quiet when I'm fussy cutting so I can concentrate, but I do love a bit of fussy cutting. Okay, so now it's just about layering everything up. So for our house, I'm going to pop him on with some dimensional. And these are the mini dimensionals, but I'm just using one of the thicker strips at the bottom. There's never any waste with dimensionals. So this is going roughly in the centre. And then our Christmas trees are layered around. So I have the big Christmas tree that we've just cut out. That is just going to be tucked underneath, like so. And then our little Christmas tree is going to be on the top. So I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on these edges to stick it to the house. Like so. And then we want a Merry Christmas sign. So on here you have all of your greetings. So you may not have the exact greeting because of the way that the, oh no, there it is, the way that the DSP is cut, but I do believe there are 2 of each. So I've tried to cut it so that you get the same sentiments. So just snip that off. And obviously you don't have to use this sentiment, you could use a number of the others. Okay, and we're going to stick that down with some dimensionals, like so. And I'm putting that at the bottom so that it overlaps that little bit of white and red. And then on the back of here, you will have some Christmas wreaths. So just trim one off. Cut around it, and again, if you have the dies, there is a die in there that will cut this out for you. And the Christmas wreath is going on the top of the window like so. Okay. And there we have our finished card. You could, if you wanted to, you've got your embellishments. You could, if you wanted to, put a little Christmas star on the Christmas tree just to finish it off. Okay, and there we have our fancy fold Christmas tree all finished. Thank you.